Manga, what some would consider is the best way to consume a series, is something that I've enjoyed personally for many, many years, as you can obviously see from this collection behind me. But the thing is, this isn't even half of it. The thing is, I lived abroad for a few years, and while over there, I garnered a collection over there, spending bits and pieces collecting books over the years. And the thing is, ever since moving back, I haven't had the opportunity to bring them back. That is until now. I finally was able to secure a trip over to the country I used to live in to bring back my manga collection. So the question is, what exactly did I have over there? So, let's go. So, I grabbed my bags, packed the essentials, and off I went to the airport. So, you may be wondering, oh yes, we are in the airport right before we're scheduled to leave for England. Actually, no. I'm about to fly back to the United States. This is the night before. And you might be wondering, why? Okay, so here's what happened. I got to England. Everything was okay until it wasn't. I got what you call deathly ill. Yeah, I ran a fever about 102 at one point, and basically looked like I just got out of the sauna with the amount of sweat I had. I know, disgusting, ew, gross. Why do we gotta know that information? Well, I have this whole other video plan. I'm like, oh, I have a few little shops in town where I used to live, where in New York, where it's like, oh, okay, I know this place is like the equivalent of Barnes & Noble, and they had like a little manga section. And then I know like a local shop that sells graphic novels, other board games, or stuff of that category. So I was like, okay, I can show you guys what it looks like. Yeah, no. Got to literally none of that. The final day that I was healthy was today. The day that I had to travel back to the airport to get ready. Like right now, I just finished a freaking 4-hour car drive up from York all the way down here to London Heathrow. And let's just say it was a doozy. So then you might be actually wondering, what happened to all of my manga that I had when I lived here? Did I actually able to come back and get it? Is it just still over there? So finally, after another 10-hour flight and a 2-something hour drive from LAX, I'm home, I've slept, and the question is, how much of my manga collection did I actually need to bring back in order to finally fulfill and have my whole manga collection complete? Well, it may not be a lot, but here it is. I'm kidding. You really think I'll go halfway across the world just for this many books? No. This is how much of a manga collection I needed. It's a whole damn suitcase. Sorry, I was still dying. So now, into the fun part of the video. What actually is in the damn thing? And to see how much has my taste changed over the years? Because this collection started since, I want to say 2016? So, let's see what I've been missing. So one of the first series on the docket that I'm going to show you is Demon Slayer, but actually not fully complete. When I bought it, it was when season 1 was done. So then I have from 7 till the absolute end. I don't know if you can see, but I don't have number 9. The thing is, I remember I took it to read somewhere and then I ended up losing it. So that's on me. But right now, if I remember correctly, where we are currently with what Demon Slayer is going to be coming out, I think we're in like volumes 18, 20? Let me see. Where we are in the anime of Demon Slayer, relative to 23 volumes of the whole series, we're around 16, I believe, okay? I haven't watched the anime as of recent. They want to squeeze all of this into 3 movies. I am slightly worried for the pacing, if I'm being honest. So, we got Demon Slayer. Now let's see, what else is on the list? The next manga on the docket, some will say, well, most will say, is generational. Something that is going to stand the test of time and is one of the most brilliant anime to ever be released. Jesus Christ, don't jump it up. AOT. 1, 2, 8, 11, all the way to the end. Oh my god, I do have a problem slightly. But Attack on Titan, one of the greatest series ever. Now one of the pinnacles that people will say, if you want to have somebody watch and get into anime, it is Attack on Titan. And honestly, not surprisingly so. Great story, great characters, enough depth in the story that you will find more on rewatch. And the biggest thing that I like, and as well, I won't say who specifically, but the biggest thing I love from a series is a story that's not afraid to kill characters. And Attack on Titan does that brilliantly. From main characters that you wouldn't expect to disappear so late in the game that you feel have what is called plot armor that everybody always says. And Hajime Isayama decides to flip it on his head and he's like, no, even this late into the series, people are gonna die. And it's a theme that goes constantly throughout that I just enjoy. He's not afraid to make characters have to grow because of that. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I love AOT. And one of the greatest animes to come out in recent history, even though that was like 2010, so dear lord, we're getting older. And now the next one on this docket is, again, any young boy, what would be their first manga? But Naruto. Oh my gosh. The thing is, I got a rush of memories back as soon as I picked up these mangas and I saw them again for the first time. I know, nowhere near complete of the 72 volumes. Jesus, if I actually wanted to buy all this. Oh, hey kitty. And a special guest appearance by my cat. Naruto, I believe, was the first manga I did buy. Actually, I think it was 59 and 62 were the first one. You see 62 all the way to the end. And Naruto as a series, when I was younger, holds a very special place in my heart. And this is definitely one of the series that I want to get all of them and reread them later on in life. One of the greatest shonens of all time that anybody I feel that wants to watch anime has to watch. Not in a gatekeeping sort of way, but in a way of, no, there is a reason why anime is so great, and this is definitely one of them for a normal person. Hello, how are you? Who's your good kitty? So now that we got the more normal, actually no, now that I think about it. So going from one of the greatest anime of all time, I got Boruto. 1 through 9. If I'm being honest, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, mama. Only reason I bought this is because of this. I gave it 9 volumes as a chance to really sink my teeth into it. Yeah, no, Boruto really didn't do it for me. And before all of the Boruto stands and fanboys come around and attack me and say anything, I gave it a go. I gave it, I think, 130 episodes when it first came out. And I dropped it. Okay, there's some good arcs, like the time travel arc. There was the anime version of the movie, which is pretty good. I liked it. The fight, especially with I'm trying to remember his name, but the first guy that Boruto ever defeats, it's good, but not a series I'll continue, and I think this is where this manga's journey does end. Also, one last thing about Naruto before I forget, that also made it stand out so much compared to everything else in regards to its art style and what it did. On the back of every volume of manga, for the most part, if you look at modern, like Blue Lock for example, there's always some form of just extra art that you can see. Sometimes is it relating to the actual series itself? For the most part, yes. Sometimes it's just fun little gimmicks. Yeah. Naruto always has been the most distinctive one because you would have the normal ones where it'd be Naruto and Sasuke in the final volume. Naruto and Sasuke when they get the Sage of Six Path. Things that relate to the story. And what I like that Masashi Kishimoto did is you would get these art pieces that were just completely out of left field. Something completely different. Come on, focus please. Come on. There we go. Like, you get something completely different than you expect. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura as cowboys out in the West. You got Naruto and, I forget the name of the toad, Gamamura, if I remember correctly, as ninja samurai or cybernetic samurai. It's always something different, and it definitely made it stand out in my mind to remember as, oh yeah, which is a volume that has Naruto as a cowboy on the back, or has him as a cyborg, or any other different thing. And it was a nice little touch that you would just be surprised. To one of the more debatable in terms of good that I have, My Hero Academia. And if you think Attack on Titan was tall, this would kill a small child if it was to collapse onto it. And it's not even complete. I only have the volume 30, 31 and 32 are in a different bookshelf. And I think now it's up to like volume 36. I bet you now it's probably gonna get to like volume 40 plus by the time it's done actually printing. Because as we know, My Hero Academia came to an end about a month or two ago. The ending is okay in my opinion. As a series, I loved it so much, hence why I bought all of it. But over the years from when volume 1 first came out and I started watching, which was season 2, until now, the flames kind of died out, sadly to say. It's a series that so many people loved, and don't get me wrong, it's not bad by any means. It went for 10 years, like a series has to be pretty damn good to go that long. It's just, it didn't progress with me as I grew up, if that makes any sense. And that's what a lot of people will say, okay, I'll compare it with Attack on Titan again. Attack on Titan is a series that it feels like it grew with its audience, going from a lot of people that start watching this were early tweens to then now where it is, now we're adults. And you feel the story reflects that as well. It's something that's grittier, it's something that's a lot more complex, it is something that adults would come to understand and to vibe with, essentially. So, yeah, no, this kind of stayed stagnant, in my opinion. Attack on Titan, again, grew. Looking at it, I think that's about almost all my normie stuff, but take a look at it. We're gonna just rapid fire here, because those are all my big collections. Here, Dragon Ball Super. Should I get the original Dragon Ball? Yes, I should. But is Dragon Ball Super bad? No. No, it's not. And with Dragon Ball Daima around the corner, there is no lack of Dragon Ball stuff. And as well, Sparkling Zero, I think it is. I definitely want to get that game when it comes around. Next, and excuse my nose, I'm still sick. One of the biggest disappointments that ever happened as anime fans. 7 Deadly Sins. Oh my gosh, where do we start with it? It was so promising. Season 1, I loved it. Season 2, pretty damn good. And then it just completely fell off with the animation style. Admit it, did it have a really good story? Maybe. Did I stick around to see it? No, because the biggest thing is the visuals. Visually, it just absolutely collapsed. But as the story that it is, you have the 7 Deadly Sins, some of the strongest holy knights in the land, framed for a massacre, and them turning out to be innocent. It was fun hunting down every other sin and seeing, okay, what is their speciality, what is their strength? And some people say the series kind of lost its, what's the word? Not charm, but it's kind of motivation once you found all the sins, because you're like, okay, now what? The 10 Commandments was it was cool, because you're like, okay, now we have something that is an adversary, something that's probably as strong as them. It's pretty cool. Well, the 10 Commandments were over. In my opinion, they probably did a bunch of different things, but I didn't see where really else the story can think of, because I can't really think of anything else. Plus, again, animation just tanked the damn thing. People were hyping this. I remember when people were hyping this up as one of the next big threes. It was this, My Hero Academia, and was it Boruto as the next big three? I'm not too sure. But this has definitely fallen from the pinnacle of its hype and its glory days. Next, we have a series that a lot of people do love, Konosuba. Yep, one of the funniest comedies that we've seen, with season 3, I believe, came out, or it's just around the corner. I get that and ReZero mixed up slightly, okay? Next, we have Black Clover 1 through 4. As we know, this is what actually took over for 7 Deadly Sins as one of the next top 3s of anime in the 2010s. Black Clover right now, I think, is its final arcs. And I remember when this first came out, people were like, Black Clover, don't watch it, it's mid. It's not, there was like, I don't know, there was buzz around it, but no hype. And a lot of people were already writing it off, being like, it'll be alright, it'll be mid. Now look at what the damn series is. Black Torch, the reason why I have this random one, still haven't read it because I can never find, actually no, I do have volume 1, I just haven't read it because it's only 4 volumes, so my brain's like, I might as well binge read it. The only reason why I have this one is because of these old Viz manga samplers. I don't know if anybody has these or has seen this. So basically what Viz would do is they would pick some of their biggest up-and-coming manga that they think a lot of people would enjoy of different categories, different catalogs. And they would compile 7 of their brand new series and put them into samplers. So you would get about a chapter in it. So for this one, for example, the 7 new series that they had in here was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, Kakurio, Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, Komi Can't Communicate, My Hero Academia Smash, Snow White and the Red Hair, Urusei Yatsura, and Beastars. And this was 2019. So that's where I got Black Torch from. Still going to rapid fire mode. Here we go. We currently have this random lineup of Jujutsu Kaisen, Fire Force, Kaiju number 8, Chainsaw Man, Soul Eater, Akame ga Kill, Dr. Stone, My Dress Up Darling, Wotakoi, as you all know I do love that series, and the first volume of Hunter x Hunter. But the rarest, in my opinion, in my collection, is Fate Zero Volumes 5 and 7. Yeah, I tried looking up how much it costs to get these because I have not found anything like this since. Yeah, this is how much they cost on resale. Oh, great heavens! For 1 volume. 1. So if I want to complete the series of 8, it's going to be a pain in the butt and it's going to be too expensive. And I'm just going to be here thinking, what are my financial decisions? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Another thing that I have, I forgot. I do have My Hero Academia Vigilantes, Assassination Classroom, Snow White and the Red Hair, just some random assortments. Then the one that most people wouldn't expect that actually has manga, how I said earlier, Ruby. Am I slightly obsessed with the show? I still do enjoy it. Definitely does have a soft spot for volumes 1 through 3 in its art style. But you may be thinking, what can you get exactly from the Ruby official manga? It's just basically Rooster Teeth's Ruby, just in a manga art style. I love Ruby, and that's why I bought all of that and a few other books. As a series, it was fun, it was enjoyable seeing what was going on from volume 1 to 3. Ruby and her group of friends in Beacon Academy wanting to become the hunters and huntresses, which were the guardians basically of Remnant, which is their world. Seeing them just go through kind of like a slice of life-esque thing of how they live life, how they go through school, and just fighting villains throughout the way. And then volumes 4 through 6 until the end has been a completely different story. Anybody asking who are my favorite characters, it would be Weiss and Pyrrha. And I'm still sad. For anybody that doesn't know what's going on, just look it up. Actually, I'm actually curious if you can find Ruby anywhere now that Rooster Teeth has gone under. So if anything, I have the manga to watch it. And that's definitely one of the biggest things when it comes to why do I collect so much manga. In an age where now finding anime and through legal sources is coming down to just one company. And we used to have Funimation, you have Toei, and then you had Crunchyroll. Funimation and Crunchyroll have come together. Toei, I believe, is owned by Disney. So when it comes to official means of watching anime sometimes, it's hard, it's a monopoly. Anybody could just pull whatever they want off of their streaming site, and if you want to find it legally, you can't. And it's genuinely sad because there are so many series that so many people love, but you just can't find access to it anymore unless it's just licensed out. So that's why I really do like manga. But the most special anime to my, not anime, brain dead. The most special manga to me that holds the dearest place in my heart, and I kid you not, when I was transporting it over, I took everything out of my carry-on and stuffed this whole series in there because I did not want to get ruined, I did not want to get crumpled, I did not want to get wrinkled, and this series, I did not want that happening to. So, oh god, I kind of wanted to make a joke and just push all of this off, but then what would be the point of trying to keep it all safe? But ladies and gentlemen, the most special manga of my whole collection to me is, drumroll please, Nisekoi. This is my favorite manga of my whole collection. If you had to say, the house was on fire and you had to pick your favorite child basically out of everything that I own, this is what I would go for. You might be thinking, why is this, I think this came out like 2012. Why is this 2012 rom-com that only got 2 seasons and never finished the anime the most important manga in your collection? Well, to explain one, it's a very fun story. Yes, does it go in circles? To some degree, but it does not do it nearly as bad as freaking Rent a Girlfriend, okay? This has its circles, yes. Does it have plots where you could thin it out a little bit more? Yes. But does it have amazing and memorable characters that I enjoy so much? Yes, like Chitoge, you have I say memorable characters, but I immediately forget everybody's name. But the important one is Chitoge, okay? That's one of my first freaking anime crushes. Memorable characters, a memorable story, and such an interesting plot line. This was, in my opinion, before the quintessential quintuplets question of who is Uesugi going to marry in the end, and you know that he is going to pick somebody. This is what did it first when it came to who is Raku gonna pick when it comes to the locket. And I know I've bagged on it before, being like, the main character, the guy, doesn't really progress, he's kind of boring, he's kind of one-dimensional. He is to some degree. I'm not really helping my case here, am I? But the thing is, this was the first manga that I ever completed. And I know it's not this phenomenal series that's completely the pinnacle of its genre. But for me, it's special because I remember going to shops and trying to hunt it down, placing it on order, having it on backlogs, trying to just find any way to get it, going through multiple sources. And remembering taking months upon time just to get one volume. And it's not the first time I've been on hunts. Like, for example, My Hero Academia Volume 7, I believe it is. Took me 3 months to hunt it down so I could finish my collection. Nisekoi, that's what it was. It was a hunt, it was a look, and it was a series that I loved so much, and I wanted to have it all and not have to worry about, oh, am I ever gonna have it? Am I ever gonna find it? And if it ever gets pulled from streaming and I can never find the actual anime itself, I know that I have one of my favorite series of all times now finally at my fingertips, and I can enjoy it whenever I want, and I can show it to whoever I want, and I can just have it around and know that it is home. So yeah, I traveled halfway across the world to finish my manga collection and nearly die in the process. So, was it all worth it? Yep. Would I do it over again? No. Trust me, if I have an option to never have to go through what I did again, I don't want to. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again for boarding this edition of the Messy Express. I'm your conductor, Brandon, and we've arrived at our final destination. Please don't forget your belongings as you disembark, and if you want to stay up to date on the next time the train leaves the station, please don't forget to subscribe, follow me on my socials, and if you did like it, like it. If you want to comment and say how trashy my taste is and how I have if I have horrible and terrible manga collections, tell me which one specifically. And will I fight you down in the comments below? Depends. And I'm actually curious, what was your first manga that you ever bought? What is your favorite manga you've ever owned? And what holds that special place in your heart? Because trust me, even though you have peak anime and peak manga that are absolute generational titans, sometimes it's just a mid rom-com that might have the most special place in your heart. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you guys aboard once again. Bye-bye.